ways to evaluate stocks. Here's a good place to start and where you get the answers. Is the stock doing better than the S&P 500 over the last 5 years? So one way to do it, and there are several, I'm going to choose Visa at random. You just go into Google, bring up the stock, click on 5 years, and then click on compare and S&P 500. The blue is Visa. Oops, 5 years. The blue is Visa. It's clearly doing better than the S&P 500 average over the 5-year period. So there's the first answer. The answer is yes for Visa. For the next question, has the annual sales revenue increased each year for the last 4 years? You can get this in several places. I use Seeking Alpha to get this information. And I'm going to stay with Visa again as the stock. I'm going to look at earnings, and I'm going to look at what they call surprise, which is the actual data. So this is the revenue, the actual versus the forecast or consensus. Here's the forecast they had and the actual data that occurred, and then the difference, how much of an error there was. And it's a pretty accurate forecast, but the main thing I'm looking at right now is I do see an upward trend over the last 2 years. It's not as linear as I would like, but it is an upward trend. So I'm going to say the answer is yes. This is a stock whose sales is on their way up. For the third question, has the annual earnings or earnings per share increased each year over the last 4 years? And again, I'm going to use Seeking Alpha, and that answer is right there. Earnings or actual versus consensus, and the estimates are here, forecasts, the actual data is here, the error, so they're only off 1 penny in a 4-year period of time. And I'm going to say the answer to the question, I see an upward trend. Again, not as linear as I would like, but the last 2 years it's upward. So I'm going to say the answer is yes again, that the earnings is on its way up for Visa.